Hello, I'm Jae Choi, the founder of Tribest Corporation, making healthy living easy. Today I am very excited to introduce my friend Lou Corona. As many of you already know him, he is a great holistic health educator. He helped a lot of people and he devoted his 42 years of his life introducing what is the true health, how you can be happy by conducting the healthy lifestyle. Lou, thank you very much for coming here to share your story and your experience and your knowledge and your vision to try the Tribest pants. Before we go further, Lou, may I ask how young are you?
63.
Oh, 63. Wow, you look so young. How did you get started?
It was back in 1973 when I was 21. I learned early on, as I was suffering with digestive issues, I started developing severe acne and then allergies, and then before I knew it I had a rash on my body, and then shortly after that I ended up with this big tumor behind my head and I was facing surgery because of it, and then after that, shortly after that I ended up with chronic asthma, and then I was taking a lot of medication for that just so I could breathe, and then after that arthritis set in. Had a lot of pain in my joints. And I didn't smoke, drink, or take drugs, but I was wondering, why am I suffering so badly? And I was only 21 at the time, and I never had any of these things before. So anyway, one day I was led to walk away from the surgery and walk away from all the medication I was taking, and I ended up at my deathbed. And at that moment, I had a near-death experience. I had a reflection of my entire life. I totally surrendered, and I prayed that somehow God would hear me and help me get well and teach me what to do. And then thereafter I was given some instructions. I followed these 4 principles that were placed upon me, and I just did it. I did the things that I was taught, and within 6 months everything went away. It never came back in 42 years now. So for me to feel the way I feel, it's actually pretty incredible, and I've been so thankful ever since. So for many, many years I've been traveling all over the world sharing these 4 principles of life that I had learned, and because of it, it's helped hundreds of thousands of people overcome many things. So I'm glad and honored to be here, and Jay, he's a dear friend to me, and so I'm just really glad to do whatever I can to support the cause of helping people get well. So thank you for that. Well, the first principle the first one is called cellular communication. And then the second one is called cellular environment. And the third one is called cellular exercise. And the fourth one is called cellular nutrition. Some people call it cellular food, how to feed the body from a cellular perspective. The first principle is called cellular communication. This is where we have this internal dialogue going on within ourselves. In other words, this whole spiritual connection that we have, we're communicating in that way. This way how we think. We all have certain thought patterns. And some people have thought patterns where they're thinking very powerfully and very empowering, and yet some people have a very negative thought pattern where it's very disempowering to them, and it actually distorts them in their health. And also the emotional state, that we're also communicating emotionally, and putting out vibes, picking up vibes. So this form of communication is also part of the internal dialogue and communication, and also how we communicate with our bodies. So this, some of us listen to the body and some of us don't. And so sometimes the body says, give you an apple, and we eat a donut. We want something sweet and we end up with a donut instead of the apple. And so the body says, drink water, and we drink Kool-Aid or soda. And so we need to know how to not only think powerfully, but also know how to be in a really powerful state of being, so that when we actually learn how to listen to the body and how to communicate to it, interact with it, and develop a powerful, you might say, relationship with our being, then all of a sudden it makes all the difference in the world. So we need to know what that is. And also the second principle is about cellular environment. And cellular environment is all about tapping into the elements, integrating the elements, embracing the sun, learning how to breathe powerfully, and also learning how to drink the right water and the right amount of water to flush regulate the body so it can energize and keep it healthy. And also to be knowing how to ground ourselves so the body can get what it needs to run healthy and strong and powerful. And this is something that most people are missing. And the third principle is about cellular exercise, knowing how to stimulate the lymphatic system, which is part of the immune system, and also knowing how to oxygenate every cell in the body. So when you do cellular exercise, you're actually exercising every cell within the body, which therefore oxygenates, detoxifies, energizes, and tones every cell in the body, keeping you strong and powerful. The fourth principle is about how to feed the body from a cellular perspective. It's called cellular nutrition, or cellular food, however. But the point is that the longest living people in the world, they're eating raw, living, cultured foods, enzyme-rich foods. So once I learned it back in the day, 42 years ago, I've been practicing it, living it, doing it, being it for 42 years now. And so if you're all about wanting to be as healthy and as strong and as vibrant, as youthful, as powerful as you want to be, then you want to consider to learn these four principles and apply them in a powerful way. I always had this dream for 40 plus years to form a company that could actually take these four principles and make them available to the world, and also carry the highest quality enzymes with no fillers and for the most affordable pricing ever in history. So, and including probiotics and a few other things, like powerful juicers, like the Greenstar Elite Juicer, like the powerful blender, the Sedona, the Dehydrator, and other equipment and what have you. And things that could help offset the deficiencies that's going on with people. So that's so I was able to form a company called Puradyme, and Puradyme has been formed just some months back now, and it's going great, and it's going global. It literally is going global, and I'm so excited and thankful to, more importantly, that people understand the four principles as a foundation of Puradyme. And then if they want to accelerate the cleansing healing process, then incorporate some enzymes with their food, as I've done over the years, and maybe take some LiyfZyme to culturize your seasoned nuts so you can actually activate them and make them so much easier to digest and absorb and make all kinds of wonderful foods with them. What's different about Puradyme's enzymes and probiotics and a few other things that we carry? Well, I'm just like the Greenstar Elite Juicer, you know. I mean, there's juicers and there's juicers. The Greenstar Elite Juicer, in my eye, to me, it's the finest, best juicer out there. It's a twin gear, magnetic. I mean, it's an amazing juicer, and I've been using it, and I advocate everybody on the planet to use it. That's why we carry it through Puradyme, so they can get that juicer and use it powerfully. Drink at least 1 or 2 quarts a day, as I've done over the years, because it gives you those extra vitamins and minerals and enzymes and phytonutrients and chlorophyll and antioxidants. It's an incredible way to do it, you know. And but what makes different these enzymes and probiotics through Puradyme is that over all the years and all the research, we as a team been supplying the medical field and doctors and naturopathic doctors and medical doctors and different companies that carry enzymes and health food stores and what have you. And so what we've come up with is the highest quality, the highest activity, the broadest spectrum of enzymes with no fillers, using whole food cofactors. And that separates, Puradyme's enzyme separates from everybody else out there that I know of. And also it's the most affordable pricing ever in history. That's another separation. And also the probiotics, same thing. I mean, these enzymes, they're 3 times stronger than what I had before, and they were the best at the time. And the pricing is just incredible. And then the probiotics are 4 times stronger than what I had before. 5 powerful bacterial strains that are synergistic, non-dairy. They work, and they actually are highly proteolytic, and they break down proteins into amino acids. It even takes putrefied protein and breaks that down so you can reestablish good healthy intestinal flora, which is vitally important for us. So we as a people have been wiping out our intestinal flora by many different habits that we have acquired over the years. So we want to reestablish it and maintain good healthy intestinal flora, and you can do it with LiyfZyme. And And the enzymes, I'm always going to encourage people to take enzymes, for the next 100 years, because it will help them to compensate for the enzyme deficiency in their food. And also, when you learn to use enzymes between the meals, which is the one you take with meals, is called LiyfZyme, and it's a great superior multiple digestive enzyme that you wouldn't want to take with your meals, as I've done over the years. But the PuraZyme is the one you take between the meals on an empty stomach. So that people generally start off with three times a day, and then work up to 5, 3 times a day. Some people take more if necessary. See, people that have a really major challenge, and they have all this excess trapped undigested proteins, carbs and fats trapped in their body, which have led them to infections, led them to cancer and diabetes and arthritis. Because you see, that's where disease is really coming from in the first place. It's coming from toxemia. And toxemia, basically, in essence, other than heavy metals and chemicals, is coming from enzyme deficiencies in the body. So if a body becomes enzyme deficient due to the fact they've been eating cooked food for many years and been stripping their enzyme potential from themselves, because every time you eat cooked food, your body uses up more of your own enzymes to process that cooked food, or even enzyme deficient food that's coming from deficient soil. So if you're using more than you're making, you're going to become enzyme deficient. And it's already been discovered by science that when you become enzyme deficient, then you are not able to digest all those proteins, carbs, and fats properly and thoroughly like you're supposed to, and convert it all into energy, muscle, hair, skin, and bones, and make more enzymes and hormones and so on. So objectively, we want to make sure we maximize the ability to digest all the proteins into amino acids so you can build muscle, hair, skin, and bones, make more enzymes and hormones in your body, break down the carbohydrates into glucose so you can have tons of energy, and break down those fats into fatty acids so you can actually have healthy hair, healthy skin, healthy nerve function, healthy brain function. We need that. And so the thing is that because of enzyme deficiencies going on by the multitudes, we need to take something like PuraZyme between the meals on an empty stomach temporarily and get rid of all that excess undigested proteins, carbs, and fats due to an enzyme deficiency through time, and pull that out of the system, process that out of the system, because it is that accumulation of undigested proteins, carbs, and fats that putrefy, ferment, and acidify within the body, which attracts parasites, viruses, bacteria, and yeast. And these little critters live on that waste, because that's what they do, they live on waste. But those little critters, as they're living on that waste, they proliferate, they multiply within your system. And guess what? Those little critters excrete waste out of their little bodies into your body. And their excretions are very acidic, very poisonous, and very deadly. They lead to infections of all kinds, disease after disease after disease, and that's where disease comes from. That's why we call disease, all diseases, toxemia. Because toxemia is the one word that covers every sickness and disease that is out there in the world. Toxemia. That's where it comes from. And that's our objective, is to help people get rid of the toxemia and prevent it from reoccurring and developing in their system. Because if you can actually run and digest everything really well, and assimilate well, metabolize well, and eliminate well, and run clean and efficient, then guess what? You're going to be healthy and powerful. You're going to live healthy. That's why I know that when I myself suffered tremendously the way I did, and when I learned these things and learned the 4 principles, and then when I incorporated enzymes and probiotics and cultured foods into my lifestyle just a few years after that, my health went to another level. And for me to be living it for 42 years and feeling the way I do, I'm not saying it from a book. I'm saying it from just pure experience and the outcome. That's why I feel the way I feel, and that's why I can do what I can do. Learn how to think powerfully, be grateful, and breathe powerfully, and drink the good water. Do some rebounding every day, at least 20-30 minutes a day. That would really help you a lot, so it can stimulate your lymph. And I would say, drink that lemon ginger blast, get a Greenstar Elite Juicer, and use that juicer because it's a powerful juicer. It extracts very, very well. And drink at least 1 quart every day of the lemon ginger blast, and at least 1 quart of smoothie with that yogurt, seed nut yogurt, and learn to make dressings and soups with it, because it'll give you all the protein, amino acids that you need, fatty acids, glucose that you need, and enjoy salads and put the yogurt in there or make dressings with it. That will help you. Other than being in a state of gratitude and make sure you get clear and complete with past issues and move forward, creating win-win scenarios at your very best. Those are the things that we need to do as people to regain and maintain our health and wellness. And enjoy LiyfZymes with your meals to compensate for the enzyme deficiencies in our food. And also take maybe PuraZyme for a while to clean up your system, you know. And if you have some intestinal issues and you need to maybe take some extra LiyfBiotic or PuraLife, it's a very powerful probiotic to help you in the morning and night to help reestablish good flora in your system and maintain it. And make sure you drink good water. Drink some good pure alkaline structured water. You can get, it's available out there, so drink that, drink plenty of it to flush and regulate your system. So those are some of the habits that I would say to do on a daily basis. As soon as you get in touch how wonderful and how powerful this life is, and once you get to this point where you acknowledge that you yourself, each one of us on this planet, are very powerful beings, and that we're capable and have so much potential within ourselves to create any possibility, that we could actually live a healthy, vibrant, powerful, long-lasting quality life, a life of fulfillment, and live up to our potential. This is what it's going to take. First of all, acknowledge and accept, fully accept who you are, of what I just covered. Secondly, make a powerful decision to live your life out in a powerful way. But in order for that to happen, I would definitely encourage to do just as I have over the years, and that is to create a declaration. A declaration that will allow you to put on paper exactly how you want to live, how you want to eat and drink, what you want to do with this life, and where you want to go with it. Write it down and read it 3 times a day. Because when you do that, you're going to reprogram, recondition, redefine, redirect your entire life. And as you get reconditioned, reprogrammed to the way you want to live, the way you want to do things, and where you want to go with this life, as you read 3 times a day, it will become internalized, integrated within every cell within your body. Because every cell knows exactly and responds to exactly what you tell them. So, and you will become that declaration. It always happens to every single person I've ever shared it with, that I've actually done that. That's what I would say. So my love goes to you on that one.
Wow. What a powerful story. It's inspiring. I hope everyone has been inspired as I did. Is there any final words for our audience, Lou?
Sure. If I was to say anything, I would just say that to remember to love this life and appreciate it, and be present to how grateful you are to having this life. So when we wake up in the morning, take a moment and count your blessings, and be present to how grateful and how wonderful it is to have this life, and take the best care of it on all levels that we've talked about. So may you have been left inspired and motivated enough and educated enough in this conversation that it will cause you to shift and implement these principles, these 4 principles of life that we've talked about, so you too can have this incredible, amazing, wonderful life that you deserve, that we all deserve to have. Amen to that.
Thank you very much, Lou.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate you.
I love you.
I love you too.